Hello, I'm Chakax. Welcome to SOVL, or SOVL, if you'd rather the ye olde version. SOVL is a turn-based fantasy battle simulator that is rather reminiscent of tabletop wargaming, so if you have played Warhammer Fantasy Battles or the newer variants, Sigmar or Old World, this will be quite familiar. If not, no worries, you'll pick up the general rules very quickly. As a very quick aside, just before we get tuck into the video, I'll point out some my long-time viewers may have noticed a decrease in overall video volume. That's because I'm simultaneously in employment and study / training, so the draw on my time is not inconsiderable. That'll end relatively shortly, so we'll go back to something you may perceive as a normal amount, but just in the kind of short term you'll see a drop off in channel activity. For those who are not veterans of the channel, don't even worry about it. Things are just as normal, so don't worry. Right, we're going to be playing, as you've seen from the title and thumbnail, the Goatmen Raiders, particularly the Minotaur Lord. Arguably one of the most powerful lords in the game, as he himself is very impressive. He also comes with an extremely potent unit, aforementioned the Minotaurs, he's little tucked in a little squad of them. So I think a player with his alternate little portrait there will give this a go. Playing the max difficulties, that's where a lot of the fun is. Now for our build, we're going to try and take as many mad cows as possible. So we'll go all in on the really belligerent bovine build. So the first choice, unfortunately, I did test it. You'll never get the option to take minotaurs with this one, sadly, so you always just take something. I guess we'll take the hounds. It's kind of, we can do an all animal themed thing. If there's no minotaurs available, we'll go as beast-like as possible. And then there's the next choices. So feral giants might be something we pick up later. Look, they have horns. They're surely a cousin of some kind. But whenever we do have the opportunity, blessed minotaurs it is. Here's Act 1 of SOVL. Very simple. We start on the left and slowly transition our way through these stopping points with the objective of arriving at the boss all the way on the right. To do that, we take our army and smash it into enemy armies as we go along. These cross swords for fights, generating gold and experience. We want gold so we can use them in these shops, these little armories, where you buy even angrier cows or cow subsidiaries and stack them into the army. If we want more gold, the elites are available. That's harder fights in exchange for more cash. Random events, which are a little bit difficult to describe in advance, but they're things like plumbing a tomb for magical items or hiring mercenaries. We'll see a couple of them throughout the campaign just to show them off, but typically we'll be avoiding them, as I'll explain why momentarily. And then last but not least, I'll have a campsite. So no fighting, so no gold, but you get a round of healing and then XP or even more healing. If we're doing well, we'll tend to avoid them, as you just gain more value after taking fights. You get gold, which lets you buy more stuff, which makes fights easier, so you get more gold, so you buy more stuff. Positive feedback loop gets implemented. But if you're getting your teeth badly kicked in, then yeah, a campsite may be reasonable. So what we'll do in the early stages, the Act 1 fights are quite easy, so I think it makes a lot of sense that we try and take as many fights as possible. 3 in a row there is the best we can do, but sadly that locks us to the northern path, which forces us through multiple. That's really poor. There's no fights there at all in all 3 of those stops, so probably down here we'll give up 1 battle. We'll go fight on a random event just to show one off. We get an elite, which is the same there, but if we go this way, we could take as many fights as possible, then 1 extra there. So we'll get a couple random events and a whole load of battling. As for our army, they start with auto-generated names, the Black Snarls, Black Pelts, Volskig Darkhowl, accompanied by his Thunder Fists as well as the Black Axes. That's all well and good, but we can do much better, so if you have any recommendations for cow-based theme names, then by all means you can slot those in the comment section. I will take the time to stop and read them all. We can make it interactive, that way I can pop them in. So anything that you think makes sense or is just funny, bonus points for anything pun-related. So what we'll do, we're going to start there, and then, well, I guess we could actually start at the bottom, as it makes absolutely no difference. No, we can't. That was a very new mistake. We want to go this way to get to that one, and then go this way. Either way, so long as we avoid that, we don't need that many random events. So here, Orc Scouts, Mushroom Men. So it's a rather Warhammer-related channel. Okay, so there's our deployment. We start. I roll a die. They roll a die. The enemy are going first. That suits me fine. I'll place the dogs on the side, as they can tend to distract things. Then the Minotaurs can wait in the middle to see if they can counter-engage anything. We have Orc Warriors and a unit of Boar Riders. I go first. Okay, well, they've just force-fed the Minotaur Lord and his accompaniment a ideal engagement. That'll be a flank charge. We're not quite fast enough to get behind them, so we'll just take the side-on engagement immediately. And we have these. I'll try to distract them with the hounds, with the hope I can get the more powerful Minotaurs around them later. And then this unit is already doomed, so I'm just going to run past them. I'm using the X key and the C key to see my charge options and their charge options. So if we're within these blue zones, the enemy can charge us now in the charge phase. I left the dogs there within their charge zone, so what a disaster, they're going to hit me. But by having unit in the side, we intercept them, so they are stuck. We can ignore them. Now to reveal that cows are bigger than boars, I think they're going to win that fight. Start moving this around. They're not going to hold, so we'll ignore those. And they did what I thought they would do as well. They've moved in an awkward in-between space. So they've given this Minotaur unit the flank as well. The dogs really aren't going to be contributing much in fight. So combat. Everything you need to know about SOVL units is on the stat cards. So skill, power, defense, attacks, wounds, and discipline. So our Lord goes first. He gets 5 attacks, he rolls 5 dice. Hits every time. Power 5, defense 5, needs force to wound. Kills 1.5 pigs. His friends then go, hitting 7 of 8 times. They have frenzy. This is the thing about Minotaurs. Their general stats are incredible. But even better is how consistent they are. Frenzy allows them to reroll their attack rolls, so you're going to see very, very high hit numbers over and over again. And then they naturally have pretty impressive power as well. So they do a lot of damage. The enemy can't attack back with many attacks. I flank them, so then you get 2, which is pathetic, and then they run away. They lost combat, so they have to roll a break test. It's just their discipline minus how much they lost by. Orcs, not great in discipline, so they will tend to run away if you give them the opportunity. And I'll perform the exact same activity with these Minotaurs. They aren't making it. This unit isn't making it, so do a little spin, and then these can wait here. In case by some twisted miracle they hold, I can then hit them in the back. 8 hits is actually 9 of 12, not bad. That's all 9 gone. There you go. And then they get all 3 hits back, which is annoying, but only take 1 wound. A massive upside to Minotaurs for SOVL is the fact that they have multiple wounds. They're a 3-wound unit. As long as we don't lose the entire cow, so maybe it just twists an ankle or something, those wounds will disappear. They count as 0 damage. So if you take 1 or 2, you're laughing. We don't care at all. End of battle, we get a flat sum of gold, a point of experience for everyone who participated, passive regeneration if we took any damage, which we did not, and then a choice between either healing or more gold. Everyone who's full HP, of course, just takes gold. SOVL encourages you, therefore, to take the absolute minimum damage possible when fighting, as it means you can generate more gold after the battle. This unit starts missing 1, that's just how it works, so I can just add that 1 back in, so we're full strength. That means that unit is now 3 Minotaurs and their Lord. That's probably the strongest starting unit in the game. I don't think there's anything that can really match up to it. With the Lord in there, maybe some sort of Elven Elite Heavy Cavalry if you get a flank, but in a direct engagement, that's probably the best you can do. And well, here's a test case. Mossbeard, the giant monster, may have something to say about that. We're going first. This is a very unique battle, which is just one big creature and nothing else. So what we want to do, of course, is try and get these stuck in as fast as possible. There's the Treant Elder Mossbeard. Definitely not Treebeard trademark. So I'm going to distract it again with the dogs. See if I can get around it. I want to get both of these into it as fast as possible. So I'll run you that way. And then he's probably going to twist that way. So it would be wonderful if you could get around it by going this way. Annoyingly, these trees will slow us down. As you notice, it costs you double movement to move through them, so they're awkward to get through, but eventually we'll get there. I'll spend a turn or 2 setting up an ideal engagement to hit this thing. It is pretty tough. Skillful, power 6, defense 7. That's the highest natural defense in the game. 6 attacks, 8 wounds, discipline 10, so it's not going anywhere. And it's fearless as well, so it'll pretty much never run away. Good, it does indeed go for the dog, so I can start getting you around this way. Get past the tree line, hopefully this turn, yes. So they could go into the flank, but I really want 1 unit of Minotaurs in the back and then 1 unit of Minotaurs into the side. So let's move you this way with the hope that you take the bait and turn towards the dogs, and then these can wait there. And we can double engage this immediately, and I'm hopeful to get it down in a single turn. Well, that being said, the first turn is annoying due to take a route. I'll show you what that does in a moment. Skip, skip. I'm going to activate that one and do nothing with it. Now, what I'd ordinarily do is just move this unit behind to kill it, but take root is its special ability. For 1 turn, reduce a move speed to 0, re-roll failed damage saves. So whatever damage I would inflict to it, it then just rolls the save again and gets to convert. So where power 5, it's defense 7, it gets a 3-up save, which it gets to re-roll. It has an 88% chance to just have all your damage bounce off, which is terrible. So I think I'm not going to send in both this turn, I'll just send in the 1. And then you'll wait to engage next turn, as Minotaurs do rather benefit from the first turn of combat. Frenzy is only on first turn, so we want to do as much damage in that turn as we possibly can. So we can't fight backwards, so we may as well do this. And we'll do, you go into the side, there's take root, and I may as well even add the dogs there into its back arc later. And you wait there. Black pelts there, just cheering from the sidelines. There you go. 4 or 5 hits. It has a 3-up save, but if it fails, it gets to reroll. In the event it actually fails something, let's see if we do any damage. 4 fails, which is actually 2 fails. So it's still got 6 wounds left. It also rerolls its discipline tests. So you're not going to get rid of it that way either. Right, now I'm going to charge with this first. If I charge with this, you see the way the units would fit. I then wouldn't be able to put the Minotaurs in. But if I do those first and then put the dogs in, I think they move first, which means they'll go, and then the dogs can slot there. It's important you order things carefully like that. These dogs were never going to get in. It's impossible to fit. So we're not re-rolling attacks anymore. We've lost Frenzy. So yeah, our amazing consistency is gone. And I took 2 ones on the Minotaur. If we're very lucky, I can kill it this turn. No, it did too well on its damage save. Oh, dogs actually finished it off. Very nice. Well done. Just gnawing at the roots. Yep, tree fellers. Felled 1 tree monster. Well done. We now have enough XP to begin leveling, guys. Let's see what that looks like. Here's level up. You get 1 of 3 random choices. They're different every time. So Demonic Gift, that's the Goatman's special ability where just any one of these stats could be improved by 1. Extra gold. If you press the gold button, you get 5 more. Or unit size, there are more of them. Choice. With only 1, I think the random stat could be really good. But given I'm going to be using the dogs where I'm not going to really have them take damage, I think taking Looter early on is probably the way to go. I can then use them as effectively a gold generation service where I can just keep spamming the gold button on them every single time. It would add up to a lot over the course of the campaign, and I'm not really that fussed about their damage output. So let's go with Looter first. And then the other hounds, same proposition, I'm going to do the same. And then more importantly, the Minotaurs have leveled. Right, so they get extra replenishment, so if they were healing, they get 50% more. Demonic Gift, so add 1, or Skill. Skill is obviously get 4 to 5, it makes you hit things more effectively, but it's only relevant if the enemy have equal to or less skill. So against enemy skill 4 things, going from skill 4 to skill 5 improves our roll. Going any further beyond that is pointless, it doesn't help. If the enemy are already skill 5 or higher, we still hit on 4, so it's a bit niche. Random stat can improve any of these, so the question for us, is there anything in there that would be better than just improving skill? We're not taking replenishment, so we could get skill, which is the same. Go from power 5 to power 6. Again, whether or not that's better depends on if the increased power would actually change the number needed on dice. So if the enemy were defense 5, then us being power 6 would help, as it makes the roll better for us. Also, if the enemy being defense 3, it would matter, as we're now double theirs, which is also relevant. Defense 4 to defense 5 is pretty good. I mean, they don't have extra durability, so you don't take any damage is appreciated. You probably want more stats, though. Attacks would be incredible. It's probably the best stat in the game. The ability to hit things so hard they never get a chance to bother you is always the best defense. Wounds is a better version of defense where you can just soak up more, particularly as I mentioned, the mechanics of SOVL is if you don't lose the model, you've lost nothing. So you can take, if we're 4 wounds apiece, we can take 3 wounds and not care. If they're 4 wounds apiece, we could take 7 wounds and only lose a single Minotaur. So it's pretty good. And Discipline, which is terrible. You never want that to come up. So I think the Demonic Gift is superior. Basically all of those, apart from skill, would probably be better options, arguably defense. So let's cross our things and see what we get. Wounds, extra thick WAGYU beef Minotaurs. Nice. There we go. And everyone's healthy, so gold, 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 gold. And we can now play with them even more aggressively. We're not worried about them falling over. Here's our first random event. Mercenary Commander. An Orc War Chief riding a vicious wyvern offers to join your army for gold. Do we want Brooker Blackskull and his wyvern Windclaw? Not particularly. They're not very on theme for the army. This is the thing. Random events are usually extremely good. If you're happening to play SOVL, I do recommend it. The first 5 factions are free of charge. You can just get in, stuck in and play. A link to the game and the rules are in the comment description. But not the Goatmen. You'll have to buy those. They're a fancy DLC faction. But for me, because I have these themed runs, I rarely make use of the random events because it's a wyvern. That's not exactly a beast, like a cow-based monster. So no, I'm afraid not. But if you were playing, it'd be well worth considering, as that's a very cheap amount for what is a really effective unit. Here's our shop. We don't have anything that I would consider particularly animal-like. I think I'll give this one a pass, then I'm not going to play with it, and instead just buy other things. We can buy heavy armor for the Minotaur Lord and his friends. Yep, so it reduces their defense movement, which is a shame, but they're much, much faster than any infantry, and they're not as fast as cavalry, so reducing the defense by 1 doesn't really matter too much. So let's fully armor everyone. There you go. And I could buy him extra spells. Command is terrible, just you don't care about that, but we will give him unyielding. Not because we desperately need immunity to damage saves, but because it gets this out of the way, so I can buy other magic items later. I might be tempted into using the same logic to actually go ahead and buy the command one as well. I don't care at all about the discipline, as I don't intend to lose combat, but getting it out of the way means I have 3 really good options for later. I think it's worth it. Let's just get that out of the way now. Okay, with the exact same build, we're just, all defense 5, but a bit slower. And then this way we're going to go there, and probably that way. Orcs again, but now that we're after the shop, the difficulty of the enemies has scaled, so now going to be harder fights. So it makes sense, of course, the game is presuming that you bought an extra unit, which we did not do, so let's do our best here. Maybe this way around, you can let's just leave that corridor, it's kind of pointless, and then you're sort of stuck there, so the dogs are slimmer, they could go either way. We have, boars, hopefully they run down in a weird direction. I have to go first, that's a bit of a shame. Depends who moves where, really. Just wait there, so let's see what the enemy does. Okay, well that was immediate. That's annoying, they caught me there. Let's use the dogs then. I can be a bit cheeky here and try and outplay. I think that's far enough, let's give it a go. I'll leave those there. I don't care about that unit really. They'll come forward, they'll come forward. I need you to get around to start distracting stuff, so let's put you up here. And maybe you can get to there. Yeah, they can get around. Are they fast enough, do you think, to flank the brutes? I need to get the majority of my unit in their side quadrant there. I can't actually see them. Because we've reduced our speed, your charge distance is a function of what your speed is. So I've also reduced how far I can charge. That might actually cost me now, as I can't get around this unit without getting into line of sight of this one. I think that's exactly what's happened. So I can easily see them there, but I've gone too far to the side. If I go straight forward, I see them, but it's a front arc, so let's twist a little bit. Try and just shimmy this. That's still a front charge, sadly. I'm trying to stay out of their blue zone there and catch them in the side, but can't quite manage it. I think if I go far enough over there to do this, I'm not going to be able to draw the sight I need to actually declare the charge. Nope, that point of movement has cost me, and now I can't see them and hit them, otherwise it would have worked. Fine. I guess I could just kill the Orc Warriors. If I go straight for them, I'll probably lose one, given how many attacks they have, but I am defense 5. So maybe not. Let's give it a try. Let's sit there and just mutilate them instantly and push through. That unit's less of a threat. Let's charge this, and then over there. I'm going to flee with the hounds so I can pull them out of the way and hopefully get the Minotaurs around them. It's worth a try. Okay, might be able to, it depends what that unit does. Right, they've gotten very cozy to you. Let's try and rally the hounds. They do rally, that's good. Yeah, they're just going to block us, so I can't really do what I wanted there. I mean, worst case scenario, I guess I could just slaughter this unit of basic Orc Warriors first and then round on the other stuff. In fact, they've actually blocked the charge. So I'm going to have to destroy them. And then here, let's kite away from the nasty brutes. I don't want to fight those. Minotaur Lord hits 4 times. Cleaves 3. 11 of 12 hits. They've all had a very, very good saving throw there. That's quite annoying. We have a 3-up save now, not a 4-up save. We've increased our defense. We take no damage. All those 3s would have cost us previously, but now we're free and clear. There's no way to avoid this battle. This is happening. I could intercept them, and they can't charge back because they can't draw line of sight. What's happening here? So I'm entirely within their side arc, so usually I'd be flanking them, but because I can't fit, SOVL is being kind and is allowing me to reroute into their front arc. So it would allow me to save the dogs. There's a downside of it that it lets them hit us with all their attacks, but they only have 10. They have 12 attacks, and they have inferior skills, so they hit 6 times. They're power 4 and wear defense 5, so I take an average of 2 wounds. So we should just win, honestly. I think I'll just go for it. Saves the dogs, who can then not take damage and then generate more gold for me. With this unit, they will probably rally, so it's worth just killing them off first, getting rid of them, and then turning back around to deal with this. They were close enough to intercept me, so it can manage it fine. Well, because they're closer, they get to declare the charge even when they're not in the side or back. And then this unit may as well flee off the field. It's not going to win that fight anyway. So we'll deal with their low order rubbish, these Orc Warriors, and then we'll round on the elites after that. I have to go first, which is a shame, so I'm just going to full disengage from this pesky brute unit while I have the chance. Let's just do this. I am well beyond its reach now. Oh, it's going for the Minotaurs. That's annoying. I was hoping they wouldn't do that. I take 2 wounds, we're fine. And they take a lot more than that. They run away. And there's not going to be much left of this unit. And whatever is left is just going to flee the field. Oh, one guy. Things are getting a bit ugly now. Because I'm going to have to flee with this unit. I don't want them to be hit in the back. Fortunately, I am... Oh, I wasn't given the option to run. Oh, that's really bad. The game didn't allow me to declare the flee move. They'll come over here to deal with this. And you'll start running away from the pigs. Do like so. Just do your best. Start twisting this way so I can escape that way later. Alright, we're going to get hit really badly on this turn as I can't fight back. So we run immediately, which puts us directly into the line of sight of those 3. Oh, this is terrible. We're just going to get ping-ponged. I can't reach those as I slowed myself down. Now I have to do this unit, so they're going to come fight me. Try and get away. You don't want to fight those, you can't win. Okay, I guess that's happening as well. Yeah, this is the downside to having only so many units. At least I'm now out the way so I can rally. If you have more units than the enemy, you can out-position them because you have more activations to waste their moves. We don't, so we're kind of stuck. You keep running away. And then hopefully they should lose, so you can just turn around and kill them in a second. And they're still on your case. And you don't rally, so you're going to hit in the back again. Oh, they actually just run off the field. No, I'm wrong. Well, at least this will be a relatively easy win. Oh, I just lost 2 Minotaurs. And they rolled a good break test, so they hold anyway. Great. We've won. The enemy morale has already capitulated, so we're just trying to mitigate unnecessary losses now. We'll finish this one off. Keep kiting away from the Boar Riders. And ignore you. Minotaur Lord deals with it single-handedly. They lose 10% every turn, so if I just wait 3 turns or so, it's over. They're staying after you. Well, I don't care. And they'll probably come after you. Fortunately, as they moved forward, which is a bit silly, I can probably just get around them and flank them now. Yep. So this dealt with. We will forever disregard that Boar Rider unit. Which is probably now, actually, as they're about to catch. Let's just wait. They'll come charge me, I'll flee, and then keep the hounds alive. Yeah, 8%. Once they drop below 10%, routing this turn happens, and the battle is over, regardless of what's going on in the field. The hounds fled off the field with 0 casualties. It's not cowardice, it's cunning. So I lost a Minotaur, and then 2. I think I get 1 back for free, which is great. And then I heal 1, so we're good. And the one they lost just gets patched up anyway. And so the Lord himself is leveled. More wounds, he already starts pretty healthy. Discipline is terrible, so we'll take Recruiter. Whenever I buy a new unit, it comes with an extra level instantly, which is great. The levels in SOVL are very powerful, so it's worth doing. And his starting Minotaurs could have more skill, could have more wounds each, or replenish more wounds is great. Their skill, because of their reroll due to Frenzy, they already hit really well. So maybe later on we'll get skill once we start seeing more enemy skill 4 and 5 stuff. But for now, Just the extra wounds are great on a macro level. And then you're missing one, so take that back. And then gold generating dogs. Our army is at full strength, which we'll need because we're going straight into an elite. But which one? Up or down? Middle path? I don't think it makes much of a difference. Let's do that one. More orcs. It's just minotaurs and orcs, and that's all you get. I guess it's going to be a more difficult version of the last one. I didn't play the last one very well, so let's try and do a bit better. They're going to have fast stuff probably on the side. Maybe I can distract them with the dogs and then just hit them in the side with those. Worth a try. We've got a chariot, trolls, and then some big infantry blocks. We can ignore those probably while we deal with these. We're about the same speed, so I'm just going to let them come towards us first. Can't skip phase though. If I intentionally throw this unit forward and have it be charged by the trolls and then flee, I can probably get the trolls into an ideal spot to let this unit flank and kill it. So I'm going to leave you there. Okay, well, that's good. It went forward straight away. Are you fast enough? Could you just go hit it in the side? I could in theory. I could flank it with the dogs, and chariots are really bad. The thing is, even with the flank, the dogs are pretty useless. One attack each. 4-3. They don't do anything. They're just here to get in the way of nastier targets. I guess what I could do is run forward. No, I can't, because then they'll come catch me. I'm better off just standing here waiting, just letting it charge me and fleeing off the field. Getting it into a spot for those minotaurs to destroy it. I was very cheeky. I tried to flee in a way that left me on the battle terrain. So like that. So if I turn around, see if I get far enough forward where I'm not off the field there. That's still probably off the field. I mean, that's about as close as I'm willing to get. Good, that's as planned. And then we'll wait here. Give the Minotaurs the ideal setup. And this one, well, if that's fleeing, I'm going to wait over here to catch and kill the chariot in the side. So I'll just pause here for a second. I, in effect, have 2 real units and 2 distraction pieces, which is fine. I don't intend to do any of these charges, so let them hit us. And then we'll flee here. And then flee here. Lure them out. I do stay on the field, that's nice. And then this one should as well. Yep, so they should all be flankable. Now that's going to be a tad annoying. Let's try rallying these first, as again that forces them to move. You're leaving. And they're leaving. Well, okay, we're not playing with the dogs anymore. Can I slip by here and get into the side of this troll unit without being caught? Yes, there we go. Got them. Now this is awkward. I could very easily get and kill the chariot. Thing is, I'll probably be caught next turn and have to run off the field, which is going to make this irritating. There's not a lot I can do about it. Oh, we stayed. Apparently, it's a fail to rally where I don't run away this time. I don't know why, but okay. But we should have dealt with their 2 annoying side units, and then we just collapse on the middle. We have rallied 1. That's a good start. Yeah, you're going to have to run away. And they rally as well. That's nice. All over you. I think that's instantly a gone chariot. Yep, that's 5 wounds. Take them back. And the Minotaur Lord does 2 wounds to a troll. Trolls don't have our damage output, but in exchange, rather than frenzy, they have regeneration. So for any troll we don't kill outright, they'll just regenerate. But we wiped the whole lot of them, so what does that matter? Generation needs time to kick in. If you decapitate them, it's not going to make much of a difference. Again, they're going to charge into the back. I think I just have to flee. Don't see much point in allowing them to hit me and do 1,000,000 damage. Oh, I'm not allowed to flee because it's their turn. Right. Well, you might as well try and escape as you're currently pinned. So that when this unit inevitably breaks and runs away, you might try flanking this one to stop them. And what we'll do with this is I'll use this hound unit to distract them and then get this unit behind them to break it. We can't. Because we can't fight back, we can't possibly win. So they're going to keep charging and killing us. I think it's worth throwing the hounds in this time to stop this unit taking excessive damage. They're not going to win. They're not going to do much at all, but it should buy enough time for these to fail to rally and not get away. That's unfortunate. And this unit, frustratingly, has made the right choice and gone after those. Let's see if I can lure their attention like this then. And just get far away from them. That's close enough so I can turn around and fight them next turn. We do 2 wounds. Yay! I lose 1 back. And they ran. That's hilarious. It's not usually meant to happen. They do what we wanted to. That's very kind of you. I'll get straight behind them. That's that unit defeated. They rally now. As do we. That's nice. That's what we'll do. I'm going to try and lure them this way. So the Minotaurs can get behind them later. And then you're not really achieving anything over there either. Go cow crazy, go through that, and then we'll wait to see who this turns to face. Well, no one currently because I have to go first, but because I have units to spare, I can do this and force them to move. There we go. So you've got a free shot into the back. That's his special ability War Cry, increases everyone's power, but they're not going to get to fight and they're not in combat, so they've in effect completely wasted it. All 5 hits from the Minotaur Lord, gets 2 of them. And then 12 of tail from his friends, there goes another 7. They have to roll a -2 or less on 2 dice. I'd be very impressed if you managed it. Let's bring this to an end this turn. Now, bizarrely, he would be able to fight backwards, as the characters can be a bit cheeky like this, where if there's isn't a rank in the way, they can fight sideways or backwards. So they did no damage, apparently. Oh, because it went into my Lord, who rerolls damage saves. So he did absolutely nothing. And the unit's gone. And this hopefully breaks as well. We've seen... Oh, no. They're going to turn around and hit me now. Oops. They had a really good discipline test to make up for their really bad one last time. I just hit them in the back. Even if I lose the extra Minotaur, it won't matter, as I'll get 1 back for free, and then I press the heal button once, and we're at full strength anyway. Yeah, I think I did lose him. And now they crumble. If an enemy fails a break test when surrounded, so there's one on either side, there's nowhere for them to run, they get cut down to a man instantly. Bloodthirsty flank the duelist. Losing 2, that's a bit of a shame. I'll fix that now. Now, we did lose 1 hound. It's not really worth putting it back. The gold is worth more, so we'll do this. I do need the Minotaurs, as they are pretty much the entirety of my army. More. Okay, it's not orcs this time. It's the other variant of orcs. It's goblins, complete with their own trolls. All right. That is annoying. Going to be slowing us down. I can't really do much about that. I guess you can just take up the side and then go smashing through things. We have goblin shoppers. This army is honestly more of a pain in the neck for me than the orcs we just fought. Now they have archers and everything. At least I can just smash through them instantly with these units, I think. Next, they're going to move forward and shoot us next. I may as well let them. I can't stop them. I mean, yeah, they bounce off of us because of our armor. I'd love to kill them immediately, but they're going to be protected by these other units, so... On this side, what's inevitably going to happen is they're going to step forward. It might be worth trying to squeeze the dogs around. We're not walking through terrain there, which is good. Because if I get too close, I just get caught by that goblin mob, so it's kind of pointless. And do you want to just do this? Just go run into them. Yeah, they're after you. And then this and this. Well, you might be able to get around this one. That's still in the front. Kind of want it to be in the side. There we go, side. So I'm technically within the blue arc of these archers, but they won't charge me. So I can ignore them. What I can do instead is throw the hounds into their side. I know I don't think much of the hounds' combat prowess, but a unit of short bows should be within their power. If I don't charge, they're just going to shoot them anyway, so I may as well. So we'll take that. We'll destroy... We'll destroy those. And you flank this, and then you hit this one in the side. Those short bows are going to shoot and fire into the hounds, and are going to instantly destroy them. So honestly, it's better off just charging into them. They get less, same stat of attacks with their short bows, but they get less attacks in melee. So you may as well just go for it. It's my entire army engaged. And those poor trolls with no one to dance with. I'll just run the hounds away. If the combat is ongoing, I don't even have to. This is not going to go the way for these light cav. They are gone. And this also is pretty easy. That's nice. We do break them. And the hounds here probably lose. Yeah, they lose by 2. I thought so. Good news, though, as a backup. So you'll eviscerate those. You're going to run away from the trolls. And then here, do I charge into that, or do I ignore them for dealing with these? I think I'm not going to charge for a moment. I'm going to wait to see what rallies and what doesn't, and then decide accordingly. May have to go for the back of the trolls, actually. So they failed to rally. We can ignore them. As are our hounds. They have rallied. That's a tad annoying. Those have rallied, so I can just run away again, which is good, and just ignore the trolls indefinitely. Given their rally, it's probably worth trying to... They've taken a bit of damage. They would likely lose one in the fight, so let's save that Minotaur by having this unit destroy those. Okay, well, I can do so much damage to them just by destroying these units that I don't have to worry about ever engaging the trolls, so let's go murder happy and just get rid of them and keep running away. I was kind of hoping to run off the field. It's actually inconvenient. I'm still there. If I fail to rally, they can't run again, but we do, so we're safe. They don't. Okay. If we had to do it one way around, that's the way I would like it, so I won't complain. This unit is technically still alive, which is holding their morale together, and I can't charge it because I can't see beyond terrain. Oh, am I not going to be allowed to flee? I can't declare any of these charges, so I have to hit skip, and then... No, I can flee for you. We're good. Now I can skip. They don't rally, so they're going to keep running. I'd like to try and catch them and destroy them, so let's try and predict where they'll wind up. So if they go this way, I can catch them there. And if they go... this direction, I want to kind of have someone staring this way. They'll probably move up, which is going to be a bit annoying, and I can't see them. I guess I can wait a turn and see where they wind up. Oh, they're going that way. Okay. It's a side charge at least? Yes, that's good. It means I don't run the risk of losing one. Technically, the game would be over at the end of this turn, so I didn't have to take this charge, but we may as well. And we'd easily be able to outposition that unit of trolls, as we have 2 to their 1. Even if this does a wound, we won't lose a cow. Get mood. Just hound losses, that's fine. Get 1 back and then more levels. Now I think it's time for the random stat. If they happen to get attacks or something, they might actually be able to hit things in combat. Skill, extra skill dogs, fine. And this one does the same. Defense, they're slightly tougher. Not going to change the way I really use them. Far more importantly, the Minotaurs. Extra unit size, they go from 3 to 4. That's very nice. I will take that immediately. Again, I don't see the need to heal them. I don't use them in fights, so just keep generating gold for me. Because we're about to go into another shop after this. Same problem as last time. Do I want a griffin with a spellcaster? No. Incredibly strong and cheap for what that is, but not on theme. So we're not interested. Well, hey, there we go. We held out for it and we got what we wanted. Extra Minotaurs. Welcome aboard. And they'll get an instant level because I paid for, or rather took recruiter. So skill, attacks, or regen. Attacks is by far the best one. It works into everything as a bonus, whereas skill would only be useful sometimes relative to the enemy skill. So I think they have the most attacks of all our Minotaurs now immediately. And 171 left over. I could buy them more armor. I'm going to do this first though. Stack all of the fancy items on the Lord as quickly as you possible because they are super powerful. +1 attack. Yep. +1 to his hit roll. So he's now, hitting on 2s, re-rolling most of the time. Nice. more defense and wounds is okay. It doesn't desperately need them. I guess if I'm fighting a lot of enemy lords, it could be useful, but not super great. It's either that or I give this one heavy armor as well. I think I'll leave them as lightly armored, as having them a bit faster isn't terrible, so I'll just give you vitality. There we go. We now have as an extra one, so 5 attacks. Where's the 5th attack coming from? Usually it's 1 for each axe and then 1 for each horn, and then where's the 5th one? I guess they can bite, or are they starting to cloven hoof stamp on targets? I guess that makes sense too. And then this way, a random event or fight. Well, as you've seen, we're getting a lot more value out of the battle, so we may as well go down the guaranteed value path. Knight of Flowers, interesting. Another one of the special extra ones that generates troops. So it's going to be a bunch of rather annoying things. Pegasus Knights on wings, and then unicorns and maidens, so just general nuisances. I'll use the dogs to distract. You're going to go smashing through whatever up there and just destroy it, and then I guess you can wait. I can't move through terrain quickly, sadly. We're not... Being a beast apparently doesn't allow me to navigate trees. You would think otherwise, but oh well. Yep, you have a date with some Pegasus Knights. Enjoy. It doesn't matter if you charge or they charge. Just let them run into you and bounce off. Wait there and deliver judgment. It would have been nice if he was on this side, as my lord would fight their lords and prevent them from targeting my actual units, but alas, I have no such option. This one may come over and end up hitting the... So I'm going to position... I need to be careful. I don't want to get pincered, so I need to wait to see who moves first where. So just wait with these. Okay, you first. You've gotten to there. Frustratingly, as this unit has an active ability, even if I were to flee, it gets to move again as if it were its turn. Yeah, Paladin and Retinue rerolls ones on attack rolls. Maybe, I think it can only use that in combat, so it might be worth a try. If I just have you wait here and then run, I might be able to lure it over this way. Okay, well, what I thought would happen there did. It depends who charges first. If they charge me, I'm stuck, which means they're going to come through. I'm happy for this unit to take that fight, though. I don't care what's going on there. I guess, do you want to go eat that Pegasus? Sorry, Minotaur. What is it, power 4? It will become power 5 on the charge, which is a tad annoying given it's over my defense. This is my only unit left though, so I'm going to have to use it. I guess I could sit here and wait a turn, see what happens. Oh, they caught me. Never mind. Right. I could do that, which then leaves you free to come around. I will do this then, as you can handle both of those. So run that unit away. And they're not charged. Oh, they must count as ranged units, so they don't declare... Oh no, it's just that this one charged first, so now it will charge. There we go. Fine, I'll have to let it happen. I can't stop it. Okay, get squashed into the corner. Sadly, there's no one now there to capitalise. Oh, well, that's a bit of a problem. I angled. For some reason, I twisted super hard, and now they're going to flank me. Right. What I'll have to do instead, then... Just ignore the paladin for a bit. Yeah, I know you're there. They've used Divine Favour, so it gets, what, extra skill? That's annoying, as it now has higher skill, so it hits me easier. After this unit is dead, I'm going to have to run away from those Pegasus Knights. So what I'll do is I'll shove this unit up here and wait for them to move over. And they're using Divine Favour on themselves again. So they both used the Divine Favour spell, but it doesn't stack, so that was completely pointless. Great decision, guys. Well done. And if you do kill this, you're in for another battle immediately. Can't really help you with that, so we're just going to start moving around. We now have 6 attacks, rerolling, and then... Yeah, that's 1 dead. And then the friends... They've only got 2 wounds left, so they're pretty trivial to kill. Okay, but I failed all 4 saving throws and lost a Minotaur somehow. So you see that I get positive rolls and negative rolls because of the Fey ability. But we did well. But it somehow rolled 555, 666 and is alive. Okay. And gets to hold. Should have been dead. Yeah, the average roll is 6 fails and it's only got 5 wounds. We're being charged. Oh, I'm frenzied so I can't flee. I forgot about that. We are stuck. Fair enough, you got me. I'll have to just eat it. Yeah, that's going to do a bit of damage to me. Right, well, hopefully, if I can keep at least 1 Minotaur alive, that means I can get one back for free and then heal one, so I'm at max strength for the boss. If I go down to 0, that's a bit painful, as I'll be missing one for the boss fight. So that should still go our way, so I don't think I have to waste time with the Minotaur there. So let's just put you further this way. You'll get around that one if you want. They're on your case. Can we escape this by going this way? Yes. And they're after you. They're just going to keep spamming spells on this over and over again. Well, if that goes our way, we can ignore it and instead think about coming back this way to help. Oh, because we're frenzied, they can't run either, so they get hit in the side. Ouch. Yeah, frenzy is a significant drawback for that reason, I forgot. They'll just divine favour themselves again. Oh, I did lose a Minotaur. And I don't have rerolls anymore, but they flubbed the saving throw, so we're okay. In that case, I should have used the dogs to protect them. Good, I didn't take any damage, and then that unit got wiped despite flanking me. Yeah, the only thing this can charge is those, so it's going to hit me and I can't stop it. I'd usually run away there, but I have no such option. Oops. There's nothing else I can do. I don't want to take that charge, it's terrible. In fact, I'll just flee there. Get you further forward than are flanked by Minotaurs. This unit would have been a great counter to this, as his attacks would go into my Minotaur Lord, and the Lord would just be fine. He'd eat it. No, alas, he's deployed on the wrong side. Using spells again. Someone will eventually get around this. I just need to position for a bit. Shove you through there. You can wait in the wings. They'll have to turn in some direction. Oh, he does double wounds as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, he's absolutely lethal. Deals double wounds against monsters, which we are. The Pegasus itself, however, only has a single wound left, so the hounds can probably charge in and eat it. I'll wait to see where you want to turn. I have to go first. Well, okay. Make your choice. Are you not moving? Oh no, he just had... Fine, what I'll do is I'll move both of these around so that I've got both angles covered. So that regardless of which way you turn, you're finished. Yeah, you've just given me the rear charge of that unit, which is okay. And you'll move this way in case this doesn't go our way. So annoyingly, he fights backwards, but we still nibbled the Pegasus there and got him. In case this is ongoing, just wait there. Do you have any spells left? No, I think it's finally burned through all of them. Dead. That was one of the toughest units in the game with its annoying rerolls. Aura of Protection reroll ones, and then Fey means you have to reroll your hits. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. Yeah, unlucky, I thought so. All 3 of those being lost hurts, as I only get 1 back, and they can only heal 1. So I'm down a Minotaur. The Lord levels, gets his random stat or wounds. The random stat could be a lot better. Any of the offensive ones would be great. So cross fingers, what do we want? Probably just attacks. They're just overall amazing. Skill and power would be fine too. Yeah, we did get attacks. Nice. 7 attacks already. For Act 1, that's impressive. And then his Minotaurs. All pretty good choices. I think I'm going to go with attacks though. They're at a good unit size. I think with Monstrous Infantry, the furthest across they can go is 4. By the time you get to the 5th one, he doesn't go like 5 across. You get the attacks, he gets shoved into the back rank. And individuals in the back rank, in the 2nd rank, only get 1 supporting attack each, so are nowhere near as valuable. It will be nice later for extra ablative wounds behind, but at this stage of the campaign, just having them kill more things is more important than being more durable. 1 is not really good enough, so I'm going to have to heal. But 4 or 5 is good, and then you want to be full strength for the boss, and then you're good as you are. So I'm missing a dog, which doesn't matter, but we are missing a cow, which will matter. That's rather painful. More orcs. It's Drasgog. So the entire thing was just orcs and goblins, pretty much start to finish. Smattered in with some humans. There's not really anything fancy I can do for deployment. Yeah, just wait on the side, see if you can distract something, and then they go just running through them. In fact, it might be worth considering just stacking up all of my Minotaurs on the side. absolutely smashing my way through this, and then this hound unit just distracts anything there. They have nothing in the way of range potential, which is great news for me, so I can just kill things. Let's force them to play into us first. Oh, you're kind of annoying, you're in the way there. Really irritating. Anyone I put into the side is going to be in trouble, so I could maybe get you into the flank. Yeah, why not? If I had to say, I'd probably put that unit in their front arc. Power 6. It's going to hurt, but I've got 4 attacks. I think I can one-hit kill this with all of his bonuses stacked and them just doing a million attacks. Let's try. You go hit it so it dies fast. And importantly, I'm intentionally not going to put anything into the flank here, as then that gets them hit in the side. So you, therefore... Okay, well, I think they've gifted you this. Yeah, you can just go flank those now. None of those are fast enough to stop us, so that's a win. All those, and then you're going to start moving this way. And help me fight through all of this stuff. I have a unit left, that's you. Don't get charged by the chariot. Back off the absolute minimum distance to stall them. But don't get charged. Okay, you're sort of in the way for later, but never mind. I was hoping you'd go this way or that way. And because all the attacks go forward, I may as well put the hounds in to do a bit more damage. 10 attacks on Minotaur should be enough to break a unit of Goblin Mob. So we're hoping this dies in 1 turn, and we're hoping this breaks and runs. Yeah, I know the chariot. Let's pass, force them to move into us. That's basically everything on that side, so again, you can just stall. Inch forward a bit. Or at least the minimum. Well, if this is dead, that's an amazing flank gifted to us there. You're in trouble, though, as you're going to get flanked and killed subsequently. I can't stop it. What do you think the odds are of this being at 7 attacks? We'd hit on 3s re-rolling, so 88%, so about 6 hits. But we're only power 5, it's defense 6 as a 3-up save. So he only does 2 wounds. Now it probably survives a turn, annoyingly. So how do I handle this then? I guess you could come forward and just hit anything that's convenient for you. Let's see. Yeah, hits, and then it's 3. It's really going to come down to its ability to roll 3-up saves. 3 is okay. And that's 13 hits. So it's an average of, what, 5 wounds? Got it, 6 wounds. And it did no damage back. Hilarious. Nothing at all. And you're well within range for the Minotaurs to charge, so that unit should be dealt with as well. Oh, this is going very well. They break, presumably? Yes, they do. You sadly can't save yourselves by fleeing, but... So you're absolutely going to charge this immediately. You're going to have to accept that, I'm afraid. I can't save you. I could throw those in, but they're more than enough to break and crumple them anyway, so let's leave that unit out for now. And then once that unit runs, you can charge into that, and then just go again and again and again and again. Interesting position for the chariot. Yeah, that unit is very dead. Well, I guess I should hit that chariot now. It's quite fast and annoying, so I can pin that one. That's its Warcry ability for more power. Going to be annoying there, as this is the unit that doesn't have the armor. So I now lose my 3-up save in lieu of a 4-up save. Ouch. This one is stuck as it's going to get flanked, so disregard its arc. It's this one that matters now. You can handle all of this, so you should start moving this way. Can I get into the side of this unit? Not really, no. It's going to be a frontal engagement. But it's still worth it just to kill them quickly and move on. And these run this way. With the intention of distracting those later. Don't charge now, just be there to get in their way. 6 units. It's not going into the Lord. Oh, it was going into the Lord. There we go. So when 2 enemy characters meet in like this, their attacks don't go into the units like normal. They hit each other immediately. So I rolled 6 of 7 hits, and it went straight into Drasgog, who took 4 wounds. He had 3. He's dead. Now, he's only got 3 attacks, and I have 5 wounds with all our stacked, so he can't actually threaten us. Amazingly, he did a wound, which is really good news for me. The Minotaur Lord has a special ability, which is perhaps the hardest one to activate in the game. I'll show you why in a moment. Yeah, they run. Get out of here. And this unit takes a wound from the law, and they have their annoying reroll. Okay, we're already dead, so I won't worry about it. Well, if I charge this, they'll then run, and I'll be in a position to charge that again next turn, so that's a good idea. And you're going to pin this in place. I don't think I have time to hang around anymore, so I'm just going to go charge happy and go hit them quickly. And then you wait to counter-engage that wherever it pops itself. I should be able to draw a line of sight onto this, even if it rallies. I don't think they can actually see me, so the real footprint is the inner rectangle, not the little base thing, so vision starts there and they missed it, so we're okay. Good, the dogs did their job, and they got blasted by magic for it. Well, there's one left to distract them. And then here, so we never got to see this. Characters only take wounds if they're stuck in duels, otherwise the attacks all go on to the unit they're ensconced in. The exception, of course, is that if every member of the unit is dead and the only characters left, then they'll start taking wounds. Of course, the exception is if there's an enemy lord, they enter a duel and they can wound us. The reason it's relevant is because he has the Blood Through ability, +2 attacks this turn. Activate once per battle wounded. They've changed that. It used to be +1 attack for himself and his unit, which was insanely powerful. They've toned it down, which is fair. I'm going to save it for when I go into the back of the brutes in a second. As they rallied, so I'll have to hit them again. You just do me a favour and kite the Goblin Shaman for a bit. I mean, realistically, what happens is he's just going to throw another Shadow Bolt and kill you. 7 of 7 hits. Bit of damage. And it's all 15 hits from the gang. That's the unit's gone. Great. I don't take any more damage, which is good. All hits from the hounds, doing a single wound and taking 2 back, so it's a draw. So we're stuck. Okay. There's a solution. This should go a lot better. 2 wounds. They run, and I can flank and kill this. Oh, what? Oh, they could draw line of sight. Really? I didn't think they could see me. Oh, that's terrible. Fine, you caught me. You do that. Now I can't hit those. That's going to change things noticeably. In that case, I should have just put the dog in front of them and thrown its life away to distract them. Well, I'll definitely do this now, as I need to win sideways. Pass, what do you do? I didn't want you to do that. Can I at least get around there to charge them with this? Not really, it's too far. It counts as a side charge, and the game won't allow me to do it. Well, at least this side should go our way pretty easy. That's a dead chariot. I get all 9 hits sideways, instantly killing Throger Banebringer. Annoyingly, they hit my unit, but all of those wounds do count for combat resolution, so they lose quite badly. Despite having flanked me. This mess. You could throw that one in the side to stop them from charging me. Which I think I will do. I'm going to end up healing this unit anyway, and then there. Let's flee this one. I know I could flank them, but I think I can get around them and hit them in the back, which is better. I'm going to use the dogs in their true form here, luring them around. They got stuck on their own unit and ended up being a flank anyway. Fine, you caught me. I'm just going to end up in the same charge. It was worth a try, but I don't lose anything. They're still running. Here's an interesting proposition. Odds on is they will kill that hound. So what I should do is move this way, get out of their line of sight, and then twist back in to charge them in the side again once the hound is dead. Okay, well actually it survived. Oh, that's really irritating. Now I'm in the wrong, massively in the wrong spot. So I could flank that unit instead and kill it that way, and then they can't see me. If that doesn't work, I can use that hound unit to distract them. Now it will definitely die. Well, technically I can't be seen by them there. Let's ignore these. I'm going to rush this way, as I need to get up there quickly. Ignore those. Should be not visible, one would hope. And that unit's hopefully gone, so it doesn't come back to annoy me. That's ideal. You notice with bosses, their morale is better. They don't start depreciating till 25%. You almost got those, which is good. I'm going to ignore them for a second. You'll charge there, which is perfect. Flee. And that pulls them out of the way. And then I think I want you to kill this one. They're going to get stuck on us. That's fine. I can still hit around them. Okay. They rally as well. It's fine. You come around. We'll get our desired flank at last. I think I can ignore the warriors as this unit can come around to intercept those if they keep pestering me. And oh, well, actually, they've given up anyway. How many wounds have I taken on one of these? They've taken 2 wounds. They have 2 wounds left. I could charge and destroy this. We'd win. But the thing is, I'm not going to because they've already been defeated. All that does is allows them an opportunity to kill off 1 extra Minotaur, which is annoying. So I'm not going to do that. In fact, from a real min-maxy standpoint, it won't make a difference as that unit will just lose 2, heal 1 for free, and then I heal the 1 missing anyway. So it doesn't actually matter, but I'm not going to take the loss. We would win in the end. You see Bloodthirsty and Deadly a lot. Quite a bit of damage here and there. See how quickly I can patch this up. Oh wow, it didn't give me a single one back despite taking 2 casualties. That's really harsh. I'm playing with a single Minotaur. Well, in that case, I'm going to have the other units actually be useful, so I'm going to have to forego the gold. The start of the next part is going to be difficult, given how decowed I am, but that's for next time. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. As mentioned, if you have any suggestions for the bovine behemoths here, by all means you can slot them in, or if you just want to chat with me and others down in the comments, that's great too. I do take the time to stop and read them all, and they're pretty great for me in terms of the whole YouTube experience. They're the best part, so it's always good fun. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.